Hi folks, welcome to our YouTube Live. We're doing it on Friday night because Frick's going to be away on Saturday. He's going to rescue his friend in Toronto and bring him back. So this is our first Purple Heart Project workshop since October of 2019. That's almost 2 full years. This class is all Canadian because of the issues with getting folks across the border. So in the class this week, which we started on Monday, we have 7 combat wounded vets that have come in as our guests at PHP that you took care of, and we have 7 civilians. Among the 7 civilians, actually I have 8 because my son Bo took the class with us as well. Of the 8 civilians, we have 2, Jesse, 2 that are also vets. We have a total of 9, right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Give me a nod. Anyway, so we're just going to mingle. We're just going to walk around, see what they're doing. We'll answer questions on here as well. I have a very special guest for you coming up at the half hour. And this, I'll introduce her when the time comes, but you're not going to want to miss it. So we have 7 vets. We got Jay and Herb are both vets. Of the civilians that came, yeah, we had 2 extra, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll come around and introduce them, walk around. Anyway, so just as far as housework, we're having a draw today. So register for the draw. You're welcome to make donations toward the Purple Heart to help us continue this. I'm really campaigning tonight so that we can do an October class. September class had to be canceled. We have to have everybody registered enough time for people to get flights and whatever. So right now there is a class scheduled for October. Somebody can give me the date. Really need to have the date. I'll find it. It's early October. How's that?
Do a quick shot of Chabby over there. His wife wants to see him.
Yeah? Hey, good looking. Chabby.
Chabby, your wife needs an...
Zoom right in so we can blow her a kiss and...
Get missed.
So if we have spouses out there, just to prove these guys were here being good, please speak up. Hopefully Frick will catch it. Anyway, so we've got a class scheduled for October. Somebody will give me the date here soon enough. We have lots of vets, so I need 7 civilians to come to the class so that we can run it. And it's all about the atmosphere that gets created. I think we already have 2 spoken for, so it may be as little as 5. We have 4? Are you serious? There's 4 civilians that are spoken for the class, so we have 3. We have 3 spots. In that case, hurry. All right, let's take a little walk around here. So we're a little discombobulated because we had to move all of our gear from the main shop out here into the classroom. So Frick's over here behind the bench. He doesn't have all his gear. He's whining because he only has 1 monitor where he normally has
3. And there's no Frick camp tonight. Sorry to disappoint. This is all you're going to see of me.
Are we talking about the T-shirts?
Later, once Luther gets them on the site.
All right. So here's what we're giving away. One of the things we're giving away tonight. So you need to meet this guy. This is, what's your name?
Sam.
This is.
Pull your mic in.
Tony works here, but he's also a combat wounded vet that was accepted to our program. And you guys all realize that you're here primarily because of Tony. Tony is the one that got the ball rolling in Canada. So Tony's last name is Bahadur. 22 years? 23?
23 or so, yeah.
23 or so. 4 tours in Afghanistan, 1 in Bosnia, 1 in Haiti. And the best part of all is Tony, who, would you consider yourself to be a woodworker before the class?
No, absolutely not. Like, I would have grabbed this and not know how to hold it.
Can I second that?
Yes.
But, is this the latest?
Yes, that's my best work.
Okay, now you got to understand, Tony is, what he does with excellence. I always tell Warren, I said, Don't tell Tony to scrub the wall because he'll scrub through the paint, through the sheetrock, and be wearing away on the 2x4.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, it's a compliment because he's so efficient and he works like a devil. So this is Tony's. I mean, I'm so impressed when I look at this, and I don't blow smoke at people. So just take a look at that. How many was this?
That was 1,
You got 'em
2,
numbered?
3, 4, 5, 6. About 5th or 6th.
5th or 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's Tony's best dovetail to date. You getting it? Both sides. That I won't say any more other than thoroughly impressed.
I was half asleep too at 8 in the morning doing it, so I was.
Yeah, and long hours here.
Yes, we're off in bed by 12, up at 6, here for 7.
How's the food?
The food is out of this world. Tonight we're having steak and lobster. Unbelievable.
Surf and turf.
Surf and turf, yeah, it's another word for it.
Yeah, so we're treating you all right.
Oh, the food is amazing. I think I'm gaining weight.
Mama and the kids at home?
They're doing great. They're missing me.
You want to talk to them?
Oh, I don't think my wife's watching.
But this will be on YouTube. So
Oh, okay, yeah. Hi, hon. Hi, kids. Love ya. Miss ya.
we'll be back. Oh, here, I don't need that. Thanks, Tony. So anyway, over here, this is what Tony had made. Tony, do you want to tell them? Give him a little promotion. Come on over. Can you hold that? Are you comfortable with it?
So, because Rob was having a Canadian-only workshop, I made Rob this one, and I put both the American flag and the Canadian flag, because most of his audience are in the United States. And we all signed it, everyone in the class,
hold it.
including the civilians. And I also made this one, which is the Woodland Canadian camouflage, and with RobCosman on there, and the Canadian flag, and the Canadian Armed Forces logo. And I donate it to the PHP so he can raise money however he wants tonight.
So this is our top product. How much does this cost if you go to this company? Who's the company that made it? You got to talk to your mic.
Oh, CP Gear, which is in Lincoln, New Brunswick, and they make military tactical gear, bags, backpacks, whatever you want, military spec stuff. And they made this for me.
So if you went to have this made, what's the cost?
Probably around 200 Canadian, because it's a rush order, and it's only one item. If you made a whole bunch, it probably.
We don't need to tell them that. It's
lower
worth
the
$200.
price. Yeah, so I'd
Great
like to
apron.
raise at least 500 or 600, and it's one of a kind, limited edition, and it's got Rob.
And we're going to have all the guys.
Yeah.
We're going to have all the guys that are in the class are going to sign it on the back.
And Rob's going to sign it in the back too, so
Yeah.
that makes it extra special.
I don't know about that, but thank you. So that's one of the gifts tonight. So do we have any questions you want to cover right now?
You're going to introduce everybody. You're going to have to.
Well, we're just going to walk around, but is there any? I want to give the audience an opportunity to ask specific questions about what we're doing, and we ask people to submit them in advance, so that's why we want to cover them. You got any?
I got some. Do you want me to focus on any sort of topic? We got a few questions about the class.
The class, yeah.
So Bill in Edmonton wants to know what would the average non-vet spend on the Training the Hand workshop, excluding transportation but including tool purchases?
Any civilian in here?
Go to Herb?
Want to answer that? No, because Herb's in retail therapy. He wouldn't give us an answer that wouldn't scare people away. Is there any civilian in here who could come to terms with how much you spent in tools to come to the class? As I walk closer to Jim.
Tools to come to the class?
Yeah, how much did you spend?
Well,
for
it's altogether everything except transportation.
Well, that's easy. Tuition was $2,000, includes all your meals, so you don't ever spend a nickel on food. The hotel was $80 a night.
80 a night.
80 a night, and
6 nights.
you can actually share a room if you want.
Yeah.
So what did you spend extra in tools to come?
I had trouble finding planes, but other than that, I probably spent $600 for quality tools, and then I spent more here because I realized the tools that I thought were quality weren't up to par. So I appreciate these tools a lot more than the ones I
Do you
bought.
want to introduce yourself?
Oh, Jim Robinson, Elgin, Ontario, and as a side note, the food here is absolutely awesome. And I was diagnosed with celiac 15 years ago, which is gluten-free, and I have been accommodated, you know, above and beyond. The meals are absolutely excellent, and it's you don't walk away from the table hungry. That's for darn sure.
Problem is, you never go to the table hungry.
That's true too. That's true too. But
Yeah, recruit 3 civilians for my next class, please.
wow,
What would you tell them? Why come?
why come? It's a couple of reasons. One is the expertise of your teaching, and the camaraderie of the vets, working with them side by side, and getting to know their story, and it's just unbelievable, and it's an awesome program. Awesome program.
You got anything you want to show them you're proud of? Got a dovetail that'll
I took my
razzle
dove-
dazzle?
No, I don't.
What'd you do with it?
I took it back to the. I didn't want them to get broken.
Oh.
I took them back. So yeah, I'm just working on the cedar box. That's the top right there. So
Number 1 skill you've learned today. We still have 1 more day.
sharpening,
Sharpening.
sharpening above
So-
and beyond.
So you know what you're doing now.
Yes, I hope I do.
Awesome. Awesome. So I would say save yourself $1,000. I mean, you're going to spend at least $1,000 in tools. The hotel, which is 12 minutes away, gives us a great deal. Herb, Herb, do you mind giving us your estimate?
My estimate,
What did it cost you to come to the class? Introduce yourself.
my name is Herb Wolf. I'm from Lindsay, Ontario.
32 years, Canadian Navy. Retired when?
11 years ago.
33.
Yeah.
Did I say 32?
33.
I meant 33.
Okay, that's good.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
So you came to the class,
I came-
excluding travel. They already know what it costs for tuition and the rest of it. What did you spend in tools?
$6,000.
Well, that takes care of that one. But retail therapy is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I've really enjoyed myself here, and I'm learning a lot. I'm making mistakes, but I'm learning how to overcome them, and hopefully we're going to have a very successful experience for now and the future.
You will. Thanks, Herb.
Thank you.
And because of Herb, we are going to have a very successful year as well. All right, next question, Frick. We clobbered that one.
All right.
Pull it out.
Scott Hobbs in Westchester, Iowa wants to know what are the absolute best 3 overall brands of woodworking tools or tool companies.
Okay, I got to go over towards you because I can't hear you. Say it again.
What are the best 3 overall brands of woodworking tools or tool companies in your opinion?
And
or
he
power?
wants my opinion?
Hand or power?
Doesn't say.
Okay, so the 3 best overall tools, companies in hand tools. Well, the number 1 would be Cosman Tools, RC, Cosman Tools. Number 2 would be RC, Cosman. Number 2 would be Lee Nielsen. Lee Nielsen, problem is you can't get the stuff. And number 3, I'm going to say would be IBC. And I have to throw in a 4 would be Wood River if you're careful in your selection, because Wood River planes I think represent the best deal, the best value. You get a good plane at a decent price without all the superfluous stuff. IBC, that's where our chisels are made. A lot of our stuff comes from there. So, yeah. Am I missing anybody? Oh, you know what? Shapton has to be in there too. Just go to my website. We only sell the stuff that we use because we buy it and use it because we think it's the best. And when I teach a class, people want to use the same stuff I have. I don't blame them. Get the same tools I get, follow my technique, and you'll get the same result I will. Who's this young fella? Who's this young fella? This is Eric. Last name is not spelt like it, doesn't sound like it's spelled because it's got H's and J's, and he was a Viking.
Yeah.
Pronounce your last name, please.
Elmerson.
Helmerson. This man joined the Canadian Army at age 49 or 50?
I turned 50 in battle school.
He turned 50 in battle school, and he was known as Gramps. But tell him, don't be modest. What record did you almost set?
I was 0.5% short of the top candidate in basic training, and out of 32 graduates in battle school, I was in the top 10.
At age 50. And turned 59 in Afghanistan?
Yeah, the front lines in Afghanistan, I celebrated my 59th birthday,
And somebody brought you a cake, right?
the CO brought me a cake.
Would you say he was the oldest soldier? Ever was the comment.
Thanks, Jay.
That wasn't Jay. Oh,
That was.
Oh, was it? No.
Yeah.
So you came to the class. Let me see one of your dovetails, please. Where's my glasses? Okay. So here's a guy who's currently a little older than 60.
I'm 70.
70 now. And there's his dovetail. How many would this represent?
That's number 5.
That's your 5th one. Okay. Now I gave my heavy critique, so that's what the arrows are on there. A couple little tiny issues, but dovetail that anybody would be proud of being able to make. So I want you to address 2 things. I want you to know all of what you get to take home from here as a result of the people that are watching. Address that one first, if you would.
First, I would like to thank all the people that donate to this program, because it means an awful lot to the guys here, and it's the only way we can get the training. So every little donation you make makes a big difference in the lives of vets like myself. And without you, the program wouldn't go. And a special thanks to Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
Absolutely.
As far as wounded vets go, guys, put your name in. It can change your life. It really can. Just, yeah, I got a hard time sometimes, a little softy. But to come in here and work with Rob and have him teach us and everything, it relieves so much stress. It takes your mind away from everything. It's a game changer. It really is.
Except for the lack of sleep.
Yeah, well, you
don't
get
need
used
that.
to
You don't
that
need
now. You get that when you get home.
How's the food?
The
How about the
food
girls?
is absolutely fantastic. You won't find better food in any restaurant in the world.
How's the mess?
The mess is fantastic.
All right.
The cooking staff and everything, they do a beautiful job. Just absolutely wonderful.
All right. Back to work?
That way.
Can't give them too much time off. Another question, Frick? What was that one? What question were we answering there?
Oh, it was the top brands
Oh,
of
top
tools.
brands, yeah. Anybody want to add their vote to what would be one of the top brand of woodworking hand tools? No, well, thank you. Other than the ones that haven't already been mentioned, did I forget any? No? Guess we got them covered. Next, Frick.
This is from Chuck Adams in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Hi, Chuck.
He says, what does it mean to train the hand? What is the objective?
What does it mean to train the hand? Well, first of all, where'd the title come from? So way back in 2000, I met Rob DeMart, and Rob teaches at Sheridan College in Oakville, Ontario. And they had started a program of conferences and workshops teaching various skills. He asked me if I would be interested, and I had to put together a 5-day woodworking hand tool instruction, and I came up with the title "Training the Hand." So, I guess the best way to answer that is, what do you learn? So, if we walk around here and we yell, Al, can I talk to you?
Sure.
This is Al, not McGinnis, McNeil. Same slap shot though, just as hard.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Especially if you give me a rubber stick, I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Al's a local. He was accepted to our program. He also works here. Al works here 2 days a week. I'm losing my train of thought. What were we just going to talk about?
You're talking about me?
Oh, skills that we learned. Al retired after 22
22 years.
years, 5 tours overseas.
Right,
2 in Afghanistan, retired as a tank commander.
right.
Got in a fight with a suicide bomber.
I
Al
won.
won. Yep. So I want you to tell me, they said, what kind of skills? Tell me one skill that you didn't know you had or hadn't developed when you walked in here that you're going home with.
Well, I've never actually been able to use high-quality wood tools before, so cutting a straight line is a new thing for me.
Sawing,
A straight
Straight
line,
line?
is a new thing for me. But I think probably the biggest skill that I developed this week is maybe a bit more patience.
bit more patience.
Bit more patience, slow down. It's not a race.
Cut a straight line.
Cut a straight line.
Enjoy the process.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
It forces you to slow down and relax, is what it does.
Takes you to a different space.
It does, yeah. So,
Okay.
I fully intend on keeping going with woodworking, but not maybe necessarily just to make stuff, but just to calm down.
You're leaning on something. Do you
I
want to
am.
elaborate on that?
This bench here was made by a group of university students down in the United States. It's the one that's signed on the bottom, so if you made the bench that signed on the bottom, I'm the one that got it. I'll be looking you up on Facebook and sending you thank you notes here shortly. I really appreciate it. The bench brigade makes benches for all the veterans to go through the program so that when we go home, we still have a space that we can go to work on these skills and calm down, slow down, to relax for
So
change.
Jack Lane heads up the bench brigade. Chris Chahusky is a big part of it. And in the bench brigade, we have well over 100 members. I think we're up to around 150. What they do is they agree to procure the materials. We supply them with the vise and the bench dogs. They build the bench, they finish the bench, and if possible, Jack arranges it so that the bench can be delivered by the individual builder directly to the vet who's receiving it. And of course, most of these benches were actually built by good-hearted Americans who shipped them up to us so that we could have it. We have since had an organization, the Kodiak Woodworkers in New Brunswick. Thanks to those guys, they've stepped up the plate and they're going to provide us with 10 benches a year. There was one other, so just point them out real quick. This is Tony's bench. Tony's taking that bench home with him. Well, actually, all the vets are taking the bench home with them. So of the 7 we have here that are going home with the vet, 5 of them came from the U.S. Might get my numbers right. So you American builders, thank you. And one of them came from a builder up in Moncton. Remind me his name, Jake?
Rick.
Rick and his wife. I gotta tell you about them. Rick and his wife came down. They delivered it on Thursday or Friday? Thursday of last week. And they stayed, he and his wife. They helped us put the posters up and finish off the, clean. It's fantastic. And he delivered the bench. I can't remember which one it is. And there was one more Canadian bench that's being built by Kyle Perrell. Kyle was one of the first 2 Canadian vets. Jesse, who was my assistant all week, was the other one. He and Kyle were in a class in 2017. And Kyle is building the bench that's going to be delivered to Eric. Eric up in Newfoundland, up in Newfoundland. I hope I didn't forget anybody on that. All right, next question, Frick. You guys kind of give me a little nod if you're willing to have me walk over to your bench and oh, look, I see a guy over here.
Okay, I got one.
Come on over. So you work for Costco, huh?
Part-time.
This is Derek. Derek is from northern New Brunswick. He came in as a civilian.
Yes.
I want you to tell them one skill you're taking home that you didn't know you had or hadn't developed prior to coming.
One skill I am taking home with me that I had not developed before I got here is sharpening, and my coach tells me that's one of the best things I can take away from here is knowing how to sharpen my hand tools. And if you're a civilian, don't forget to look up into Rod's program, because this is actually fantastic. The food, the hospitality of this family is out of this world. All the people around here. I met a lot of vets that shared their stories with me, and I'll tell you, there are some very noble people in here, and you should be here just to develop your skills, because you'll take your woodworking to the next level.
Little plug, you have you do a little something on the side.
Yes, it's not woodworking. I play music, and I am starting to re-record, or not re-record, but record again my TV show on Rogers TV starting probably the month of September this year. Lots of special guests. Unfortunately, Rob doesn't play an instrument other than a real good chisel.
I play a mean dovetail saw.
Yeah, he does. So, but it's a big shout out to all the people that are watching, and if you're a civilian, don't hesitate. If you're thinking about improving your woodworking skills, get out here to this course, and you will certainly learn something, and you'll have a great time with lots of food. Go back, you'll go back on your diet again when you go back home, because the food here is fantastic, and the hospitality, and the staff in the kitchen that prepare the food, awesome people, just awesome people.
Thank you, Derek.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Keep working.
We have a
Have a question?
Yeah, from our good friend Jeff O'Connor.
Jeff?
He just wants you to quickly explain what these banners are.
So Jeff O'Connor, wow. How would you describe Jeff?
Kind of wimpy, little scrawny.
Jeff, if I pray to have a Jeff in every class. That man leads by example and was fantastic. He's coming back. Jeff, whenever we can figure out the border thing, is going to be coming here and be my assistant for a week. So let me tell you, the name of the workshop is the Joe Power Memorial Workshop. This is Joe Power. He was my neighbor growing up. His youngest son, Murray's a friend of mine. And Joe signed up in 1939 as an underage 16-year-old soldier, and he joined the SD&D Highlanders. Fought from a lot of training, but fought right through till March 10th, 1945, when a mortar left him with a serious head wound that as a result he woke up 3 months later in a hospital in England, paralyzed on the right side, and he spent the rest of his life that way. So I always knew Joe because he was around, and he was my hero. And we named it after him. Murray had brought this into me and said, "Rob, do you want to hang this up?" I'll tell you what's going to happen after a while. But anyway, so I said, boy, it would be nice if we had all of these. Our town displays these banners during the month of November, for Remembrance Day. They hang on the telephone pole. The family buys them, and then they can either keep them or they have them stored. So a local vet that I'll introduce you down there has a drugstore in town, and he keeps them, and he managed to get these for us. So I just want to point out a few noteworthy ones. So we have a fellow that works here. His name is Rick Irvin, and Rick joined us 6 months ago, and this is Rick's grandfather. We also have Harold Snodgrass who works here, and this is Harold's dad, John Snodgrass. And we found out in doing some research that Rick's grandfather actually served with Joe Power. And then some of these other folks in here are, this is Gary Starkey's dad, who just a friend of ours that has a garage just down the road. So that's who these folks are. And we actually had this vet showed up here yesterday. He was in Canadian Army in the 1970s. He came in, somebody told him his picture was hanging here, so he came in, spent a couple of hours with us, and we've got some more over and around. And this is just beginning. This is going to grow. So if I can take you, where is Darlene? It's 7:30. We're going to introduce. Okay. All right, just follow me real quick. So Kevin Lasky is a friend of ours who's an artist. And Kevin did this is our mess where we feed everybody. So if you look up above where it says Best Care Anywhere, this is our MASH theme mess. Coming in?
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
So if you walk in, we created the mess hall. We have Hawkeye and BJ, Margaret and Frank. There's the scene, and this, I had an epiphany this morning when I was in here. As I was sitting here, I said, this place is where they bring the wounded, or the wounded come to be healed. And that's what MASH is all about, and that's what we're all about. So you got Radar, of course, looking off at the helicopters. You have Klinger over here in the washroom with the pink dress and the hairy legs. Colonel Potter. That's not Sophie. Two of my daughters, Kenzie and Loren. You know Loren if you buy something because she'll call you. Kenzie's been working here cooking food a lot of this week. Their first horse, Piper, died. So we had Kevin do a portrait of Piper and with Colonel Potter. And then over here you have Charles and Colonel Flagg, one of my favorite characters, and Igor the cook over here. I don't know if you can get a quick peek at the kitchen, but we really busted our butt last week to get this all finished. So this is where we enjoy our meals and a lot of good times. Kevin, our artist friend, that whole front wall, if you behind those banners are panels, 4 foot by 8 foot panels, and each one of those panels is going to be done in black and white, and it's going to represent one stage of Joe Power's military experience. The only ones we're settled on right now is the first one's going to be his 16-year-old boy portrait, and the last one is going to be one taken at the 40th anniversary of the liberation of Holland when he was over there celebrating that. And that would be the older Joe that everyone recognizes. In between, there'll be ones that will tell the story. He was a Bren gun operator, very iconic weapon from World War II. I'm pretty sure that's going to need to be in there. Okay, any other questions? If not, I'm going to continue to do some introductions. Kind of give me a nod if you're willing to, Matt. So, Matt came to us from Toronto. Just a short little guy. Very accomplished. Matt's a professional woodworker. And although he doesn't do dovetails for a living, he works as a commercial kitchen. But this is the kind of work that Matt does. So he's kind of set the standard in the class. Not kind of.
Why don't we just take a peek at his collection down there?
He's been busy.
You missed one, man.
So this is what we demand, or what we shoot for. We want dovetails that go together right from the saw, that produce essentially a gap-free joint. And Matt's grand. Oh yes, sorry.
My grandfather was a World War II vet from North Shore, and actually Derek, who you just talked to, we found out this week that we're distantly related. He knew my entire family, but he was D-Day plus 13, and in his retirement, he did woodworking and needlepoint, and I'm sure it helped him with his PTSD because he had it. He wouldn't talk about the war. But he was the first person I ever did woodworking with when I was a little kid, and probably got me down this road, and it's how I earn my living now.
So speaking of which, recruit 3 people for me so we can run our class in October.
I went to a pretty good woodworking college in Ontario, one of the better programs, and there's stuff here I've learned in a week that I didn't learn in 2 years there. Number one being sharpening. Without that, you can't do anything for hand tools. And I've been watching Rob's your videos for almost 2 years now, and to be here in person and to see you do it, it just finally clicked. And it's it's great. Nothing replaces being here in person. The videos don't do it justice.
So money well spent?
Money well spent.
One more reason why they should come.
The food. My parents are watching, so hi.
Mom and Dad?
Mom and Dad. Dad, you're going to be jealous tonight. You know why.
What about the vets?
Oh, the vets are great. I knew the history of my grandfather and my mom's side of the family. We had some World War II vets and Vietnam vets, and my sister just recently served in the U.S. Navy too. My sister and I are dual citizens. So I've always had pretty good respect, but this has given me a whole new appreciation for what they. I got a pretty good life, and that's thanks to people like these.
Thanks, Matt. I got the nod. This is The Rock. This is Dwayne Johnson. If only Dwayne Johnson had your body, he'd have got a better career.
I think so. And if I had his money, I'd have a better career.
No, you'd have more tools.
Yeah.
And I'd have a better life.
Yes, you would.
So this is Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne is one of our combat wounded vets who happens to live not far away. Another one that's here because of Tony. Dwayne, first thing I want to ask you is, what do you want to say to the people that made it possible?
I'd just like to thank everybody. It's been a great week, tiring week, but I've learned a lot, and I can honestly say this has changed my life. For the better.
You said it's a tiring week. You get to go home to bed every night.
Yes, I do. On a pull-out couch with my buddy Al.
What have you learned?
A lot, but I think my biggest thing that I've learned this week is being patient and taking your time and having confidence that I can actually do it.
Okay. Have you got something you want to show us? You got a dovetail that...
Sure.
How many dovetails had you cut prior to coming here?
0.
Say that again. How many dovetails had you cut prior to coming here?
I haven't cut any.
So show us one that you really like.
This is probably one of the last ones I did.
Jake in there close. Okay, most valuable skill you're taking home?
Sharpening the hand tools.
Sharpening?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, that's exactly. And you got lots of notes?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Anyone you want to say hello to? This is gonna be on YouTube.
I'd like to say hello to my wife, who's at home with our 4 kids, running the roads with sports and other activities. So thank you very much.
But you're having it pretty rough here.
Oh, rough. Lobster and steak.
What do we have tonight?
Lobster and steak tonight. It's a rough week.
Thank you, Dwayne, brother. Appreciate it. Fly that flag. Frick, tell me when Darlene.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to cook at the same time, remember?
All right. You're a multitasker. It's the feminine side of you. Any other nods? Can I get any other nods? Now I got to introduce you to somebody. So this is Blaze. And the only difference between Blaze and I is one child. I have 10, but I had mine 22 years apart. Blaze has 9, he and his wife. So just the time it's going to take to say hi to all of them is while we're going to burn up the rest of the night. Oldest is how old?
The oldest is
can hold
15. All right, okay, thanks.
Oldest is 15.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to want to hear their name.
Xavier, Erwan, Amandine, Magali, Blanche, Damien, Enguerrand, Maëlys. So they're French names.
Yeah, I noticed. Say hi to your wife.
Hello, chérie.
First thing I want you to do, a lot of people, and it's our audience that donates to this because they want to be a part of it. And if you're on the other side of the world, financially helping is the only way to help. What do you want to say to them?
Well, I think, no matter what the injury is, we often have a tendency to isolate. And it's a normal reaction. And I think this week, this activity, this organization takes people out of their basement, gives them something useful, productive, restful to do. And I think that is key in helping people out. So it does a world of good. It has done me a world of good to get into hand tools. And I'm thoroughly enjoying the week, and I'm hoping to carry on doing hand tools for a long time.
Speak to the vets out there that are sitting at home, please, and speak to some of the French-Canadian ones in your own native tongue.
All right. So, I mean, to all the vets, take the time, look up the website, and send in an application. It's very fulfilling. It's very restful. It's very good for mental health and keeps us active and gets us out doing things. Pour les Canadiens français, ayez pas peur de la langue anglaise. Prenez le temps de demander à un ami si vous avez de la difficulté à comprendre le site. Remplissez l'application puis venez faire un tour. Ce sont des gens là vraiment qui ont le cœur sur la main, qui sont très généreux de leur temps. Ils vont prendre le temps de s'assurer que tout le monde comprenne. Ils font des démonstrations. Fait que c'est une très belle opportunité. Profitez-en.
Yeah, you're still active duty. Can you tell us what you do?
So I'm a combat engineer at 5RGC, 5th Combat Engineer Regiment in Valcartier. So we do mobility, counter-mobility, and survivability. So we build bridges, roads, destroy bridges, roads, put obstacles in place, breach them, and survivability. We build field fortifications, in place sewage systems, electricity, all those kind of things.
And at one point, EOD?
Yes, so I did specialize in ammunition engineering and explosive ordnance disposal. We do that as well. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Blaise.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Anything you want to show?
Not particularly. I'm in the process of sharpening. That is the one skill that I really improved significantly here. I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure it out, looking at YouTube videos, reading books, and this week has made a huge difference, so thanks a lot.
Yeah, my pleasure. Frick? All right, Jay? You? Yeah? Jay is Jason, but we call him Jay. Jay is here as a civilian student, but he's also a combat wounded vet from Ontario.
Nope. Sherwood Park.
Sherwood Park, Alberta. My sister lives there. Hello, Christy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm just right outside Edmonton.
Tell them, find me 3 recruits that are coming. Address, just whatever you want. What's it done for you?
It's
Yes, I can.
it's been peaceful, quiet,
your
fun.
computer.
I learned a lot. I'm a journeyman carpenter
I'm
by
getting
trade.
I'm just getting an
That was my
echo,
job in the
so,
military.
I
I
can hear
was
you through the
infantry
phone,
for the first 9
and I think
years,
you
and
can
then I
hear me
was
through the
carpenter
phone,
for the last
so,
12. We do a little bit of hand tool work, but not a whole lot.
We don't need the 2
And
sources
I
of audio. The one should
wanted to get into hand tools, so I signed up for Rob's class.
So Rob will talk to you in a second.
I've been fortunate enough to be in a good position to be able to come and do it myself. It's been great being around other vets again. With COVID, I haven't been able to see any of my buddies in a while, and any of the guys I worked with, so it's been great being around vets, being from the same thought process and everything, so yeah.
You came with a lot of skill. Is there any one that you're taking home that you've improved on?
Sharpening, by far sharpening, hand sharpening. I've tried jigs in the past. I've tried Norton Waterstones. I've tried diamond stones, everything, but the techniques and the position you put yourself in when you do it here with the bench at the end of the sharpening station at the end of the table, it really does make it quite easy to sharpen.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Frick, are you ready? Okay, we're gonna move up here. So I'm just gonna briefly introduce this person, and then I'm gonna let her take over. We were teaching in 2018, and we had a gentleman come to our class. He was a combat wounded vet from Vietnam, or from Vietnam era. He was actually born in Hamilton, Ontario, in a converted chicken coop. So his nickname is Coop. And wow, what a tough old bird. Super guy. It was so heartwarming to see how the younger vets took care of him. He was shot several times, had suffered gangrene as a result of that. So his mobility was limited. But yeah, he was, if I had a coop in every class, I pray for a coop in every class. But I asked his wife, I wanted his wife, Darlene, because she wrote us a letter shortly after she got home. It was most touching. And I thought, you know, I really need to have her come on and tell the story of what it's done for David, her husband, in hopes that other wives out there will encourage their combat wounded husbands to register. Okay, how are we going to do this?
So she can see you, and her voice is going to come out of your phone.
Hi, Darlene. Where's Fred?
Hi, Rob.
How is he? Is he going
He has to focus on the...
You have to focus on there. Hold on just a second, Darlene.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see? Too much glare. Darlene,
Yeah.
guys, would you hold down the noise for just a few minutes while we do this? Thank you. Go ahead, Darlene.
Okay, so I'm speaking to everyone in the class.
You're speaking to everybody in the class and everybody that's watching this now and in the future.
Okay, well, when my husband David first found out about this shop, he was quite leery because he has never had friends. I'm sure a lot of you experience the same thing, where you have acquaintances but never friends. You might have lost them during the war, or when you got home, you just went your separate ways. But in the short time David was there in Rob's workshop, he made friends. He had people like Luther, who he never met, coordinate everything with regards to David attending. He met people like John and Matt, who took care of him when he broke both of his ankles there in Canada. But he was too stubborn to tell anybody that, and I didn't know until 2 weeks after he got home that he had broken both ankles. People like Dave, who still contact him. Now I want you to understand that David did not want, in the beginning, to attend this workshop. He felt like he didn't belong anywhere. But after attending this workshop, he belongs. He belongs to a group of men who took care of him, who accepted him for who he was, and who loved him. And that love came from Rob and his son Jake especially, when they ministered to him when he was hurt. People like Matt, who let him use his phone to contact me here in Utah because our phones wouldn't work internationally. If there's anything I can stress to you wives, to you men who are sitting there at the workshop, and to those of you who are watching, please take advantage of this program. Please understand the caring and the love that you'll receive, not only from the people, but the love that you'll get from your own self in being able to participate and feel like you're worth something, because you are. You gave of yourself. And there's people like Rob and Jake and the others I've named who gave of themselves to you vets. I cannot tell you how proud I am of my husband and how he came home a different man. David and I have been married for 53 years, and such a change I could not believe that came over him after attending this week workshop. He's excited about woodworking. He has his shop set up. He's even helping some young boys in our community who are interested in woodworking. There's nothing more positive that can happen in your life right now than attending a simple workshop and learning how to coordinate wood and projects that you might be interested in making, but also in gaining more camaraderie with individuals who attend. I don't know what else, Rob, I can say other than thank you so much. It's meant so much to David, and it's meant so much to me, because we communicate more honestly, Yes, we had many ups and downs. We had disagreements on a lot of things, including how to raise our 9 children, because David was such a hard ass, pardon me. But he has such a tender heart that he never wanted to show anyone. But your workshop helped him to show love to others, to show love for woodworking, and especially to show love and respect for me. So again, Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you, Darlene. Nothing can be added to that.
Okay.
I appreciate you doing this.
Well, thank you for letting me participate, and I hope the gentlemen there know how much I appreciate and love them for their service.
They are all hearing it. Give Coop a hug for us.
I will. 2 kisses.
No, hold back the kisses. Just a hug. Thank you, Darlene.
Thank you, Rob. You guys take care.
Bye.
Bye now.
They always do that to me. Okay, Frick, you got something to say?
Yes. If you're thinking about making a donation, you might as well buy one of our new Frickin' Good barbecue shirts. They just went on the site today. 100% of the proceeds go towards the Purple Heart Project. And they have my beautiful face on them in cartoon form. They have the Purple Heart on my apron.
That's Eric laughing. That's Eric laughing.
Yeah, there's a few. And it says Grand Bay, New Brunswick. So you can kind of use it as a tourist shirt. You can have a shirt from Grand Bay, a little piece of the Purple Heart Project, and the barbecue that I hold to raise money for this. So they're on the site now. We don't have many. They come in gray and navy, depending on what size you get. So order yourself one of those, and we'll ship it out to you.
All right. Awesome. Anybody else, because time is short, anybody else that would like to say something to the audience? I don't want to walk up on you if you don't want to, but if you would like to, just give me a nod. Anyone at all?
We do have the giveaways to do.
Okay, we do have giveaways. Frick, any more questions? Anything related to the Purple Heart?
Yes.
Anyone want to say hello to their family? They can do that too.
Okay, so here's a question.
You didn't get to? Oh yeah, I got you.
Here's a question from Robbie Terry. He's interested in taking the class. He says, do you have to bring your own tools, or what all do you supply to take your class besides cost? What do we supply?
Robbie, you bring your own tools. You learn to tune your tools, yes?
Yes.
You learn to personalize your tools, and they become an extension of your hand. That's the whole deal. You don't want to be doing that with somebody else's that you're going to leave behind. So we could supply the tools, but it would not be the same. You're learning to make this thing literally an extension of your hand, whether it be your saw, your chisels, or your planes. So yeah, you need to bring your tools. Now we can take care of that because we supply all of that stuff in our store. So good question. Sign up. Don't miss it. Another one, Frick?
Give me a second.
Is there anything else anybody wants to see that I've skipped over?
We gotta go. We got 5 minutes.
Tonight we're giving away this awesome apron. All the class will sign it on the back. And we're giving away. Are we giving away any of the Frickin' Good barbecue T-shirts? We might as well give away at least one.
All right.
How are donations? No idea. We don't know.
We did have one gentleman donate $2,000.
Wow.
So
Thank you. Thank you. See the generosity? These people love you. And we give them away to show it. So thank you. In that case, we'll give away that, and we'll give away one of my dovetail saws, and we'll give away the farm. We've got to do a couple of dead cats. We'll give away 3 dead cats, and you've heard me talk about the dead cat. Get your own at patsecretgarden.com. And a big shout out to Moose, who's always supporting us. We didn't get him here tonight, but this is going to be a short one because we got to eat, and it's been a busy week. We have one more day. So we now do this 6-day class. and you have lots of time to get shavings on the floor and develop skill. And the dovetails that'll come out of here will blow you away. We'll post them. Eric? Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna show you something.
All right, we ready?
So let's, what are we doing right now? Are we drawing?
Yes.
Okay. So draw for, let's do the 3 dead cats first.
Okay. Dead cat number 1.
Any of you guys got a dead cat sweater? No. You want to take something home to your wife that'll make her love you even more? Dead cat sweater. It is an incredible garment.
And this person's going to need it. They're from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. It's Anthony Stevenson.
Anthony in Bridgewater.
Steventon, yes, sorry.
Stevenson, good on you.
Next up.
Let us know what size.
Next dead cap is Marcus Clovis.
He probably won't need it.
Where's Marcus?
New Mexico.
In New Mexico? That's good for, they get a cool night down there. Congratulations, Marcus. And the 3rd dead cat?
Is going to Bert Rodriguez in Ocala, Florida.
Hey, Bert. Might be a little warm. Give it another couple of months.
He can go for it. He can get a golf shirt.
I want to give a big shout out to Jesse Rufian. She's here, but he's been my assistant this week, and that was the smartest move I made. He's been fantastic, and the insight that he has given me into the thinking process of combat wounded vets will make me better at what I do. And he's a fantastic craftsman. He has a business that he started in Nova Scotia, and he's got a wife and 2 children at home waiting for him. We'll put him back on the ferry on Sunday, and he can go home to them. But big thank you, Jesse.
All right, this is for not the grand prize, but it should be. Frickin' Good Barbecue shirt is going to Christa Bergman in Germany.
Yes.
Oh, come on. You didn't want to say the rest?
I can't pronounce the rest.
It's Christa in Germany. Christer in Germany.
Bergman,
He's going to have a freaking good barbecue from Grand Bay.
Yes.
Frick's all excited.
And what's this?
We're give away another T-shirt of yours.
Well, we don't have that many.
Yeah, we don't have, no. They're probably already sold out.
All right. So here's the grand prize is the Tony Bahadur Super Duper Camo Awesome Apron. Who's it going to?
It is going to James Baines in London, UK.
Oh, London. You hear that, Tone?
Perfect.
Awesome. James, congratulations. All right, now we're going out to have...
I thought we were doing 2.
2 what?
2 big draws.
Oh, yeah, we got a dovetail saw to give away. Come on, Frick.
All right.
Who's getting the dovetail saw?
Dovetail saw.
Last draw. Didn't mean to one-up you, Tone.
1 dovetail saw we're giving away?
1 dovetail saw. Well, you didn't. You told me.
It's going to Jim Pearson in Saranac Lake, New York.
Hey, Jim, congratulations in New York. So, out back is with barbecue. I got to mention this too. Did we ever talk about what happened with the barbecue?
Yes, last time.
Oh, we did. Okay. So, big thank you to Grand Bay for your support. Thank you for those of you who have supported our program. It means a ton to me, and you can only imagine how much it means to them. Some of them didn't want to be on the camera, and that's all right. We understand. But it has been a fantastic week. We still have 1 more day. I want to do it again in August. October. We have to. The class must fill because we have vets that are waiting. And hopefully we'll be able to do more of this ASAP. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. We appreciate you being here. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Big shout out to Colonel Luther down in Seattle, over in Seattle. That's, of course, the glue that makes this work. And Super Dave. I think Ken Anthony's on. All of our staff. Everybody's been extremely supportive. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. We'll see you soon.